not the most athletic bunch, but we're not opposed to virtual exercise. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 sports games.
Isolino! No good!
For this list, we ranked the best sports games. We left out racing titles because we already have a list for those games. As usual, we're restricting our choice to one game per franchise, but multiple entries from the same sport or publisher are fine. Number 10. Tiger Woods PGA Tour 10. Tiger Woods will undoubtedly go down in history as one of the greatest golfers of all time, and the titles in this series will no doubt help secure that legacy. This installment is particularly noteworthy for introducing Play the Pros mode, which incorporates live stats from actual tournaments, on top of the beautiful recreation of legendary courses like Pebble Beach. Also, this is one of the few games out there where the Wii version is superior to the 360 and PS3 counterparts, due to the inclusion of Wii Motion Plus. Number 9. MLB 09, The Show.
The stars are out as we welcome you to Southern California, Angel Stadium of Anaheim.
Baseball isn't the fastest sport, so it's not the most natural choice for a game. But this title shows how much fun it can be.
Swing and a hard grounder down the line of third.
It took a solid simulator and improved the Road to the Show mode, where you create a player and see him go from being a prospect to a superstar, this time giving you more control over your avatar's base running. The top-notch PS3 graphics look beautiful, even when you're not having the best day at the plate.
And ring him up. Strike 3 called on the fastball, and there are 2 gone.
Number 8. WWF No Mercy. Though it's debatable whether or not pro wrestling is actually a sport, there's no question that this title is a great game. While the company is known today as WWE, No Mercy offers a whopping 65 playable characters, including classics like The Rock and Triple H, along with an extensive Create a Wrestler function. Whoever you play with, taking part in a ladder match is particularly fun, whether you choose to hit your opponent with it or climb to the top and slam him into submission.
You got it!
Number 7. NFL Blitz.
Today's matchup, the Philadelphia Eagles take on the Kansas City Chiefs.
Sure, the Madden games are great, and we'll talk about them in a bit. But this arcade-style football game is perfect for when you don't feel like taking things too seriously. Unlike the real deal, here you need 30 yards for a first down.
He's at the 20, touchdown!
But scoring still happens pretty regularly. If you're having a tough time on defense, you're free to let your anger out with a late hit against your opponents. The refs don't care. It's a raucous good time and a relic from the days when EA didn't have exclusive rights to everything. Number 6. NBA Jam.
Stevenson, he shoots from the outside, and it's good!
Here's another arcade-style game that provides an equally silly take on sports, but it sets its sights on basketball. Teams are reduced to 2 men per side, and they each get in each other's faces constantly with outlandish blocks. The defense won't be able to do much when a guy scores 3 times in a row, and he gets on fire!
He's on fire!
Giving him unlimited turbo and making him almost untouchable, much to the delight of the over-the-top commentators.
From downtown!
Hang Time and Tournament Edition were also noteworthy, but the original is still the classic.
At the buzzer, it's good!
Number 5. FIFA 10. Known simply as FIFA Soccer 10 in North America, EA's soccer sims were getting better and better with each installment, but the series really peaked with this title.
Here he is with a chance. Wonderful goal.
Whether you're interested in the experience of being a pro footballer or you want a taste of what it's like to manage a club, this title has what you need. They revamped the game's manager mode, improving the transfer system and allowing you to see international soccer news, generally making it a more realistic experience.
And that's the goal that puts them in front.
Number 4. Madden NFL 2004.
The kick is up, and it's good.
We can't endorse Michael Vick's off-field actions,
EA Sports, it's in the game.
but he graced the cover of our favorite entry in the series of football sims that's among the biggest franchises in all of gaming. The title added a training camp mode, which allows you to run drills like pocket presents, and can in turn improve your players' abilities. Once you've got them up to snuff, the full games are even more fun, thanks in part to the impressive visual detail seen on the players.
Now here's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, and the great thing about him is that he always gets the job done.
Number 3, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out! This boxing title is notorious for having one of the toughest final boss battles in the history of video gaming. But it's a great time even when it's at its most difficult. You play as Little Mac, a scrappy young boxer trying to work his way up to the big time, and he faces some steep challenges along the way. Later repackaged as just Punch-Out when the license with Iron Mike expired, the cartoonish, arcade-style gameplay is addictive as hell, and the retro visuals managed to stand the test of time. Number 2, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. Here's a skateboarding title that's simply one of the most fun games ever made. We shudder to think about the amount of hours we spent collecting the skate letters, tracking down the secret tape, and trying to pull off tricks like the elusive 900. Even once we've exhausted the single-player objectives, there's still an endless amount of replay value to be had. From battling our buddies in multiplayer, to holding on to the crown and becoming the king of the hill. Before we get to our number 1, let's take a look at some honorable mentions. Number 1, NHL 94. Sports games have come a long way in terms of their graphics and sophistication, but nothing can match this hockey title for pure fun. It built on its predecessor, which was among the first hockey titles to use a vertical camera angle to show the action, by adding more features like shootouts and goalie control. Most importantly, the title introduced one-timers to the series, which is always one of our favorite tricks to run up the score against our friends. Even today, the newer NHL games try to replicate the NHL 94 experience with special modes, just to give you an idea of how big an impact this game had.
Tremendous goal right there because he was focused on the rebound. He saw it when nobody else did.
Do you agree with our list? What sports game kept you on the couch and off the field? For more sporting top 10s published daily, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.